do you think at any point in time are we removed from the point now where it's being done for love, just for the sake
Hmm.
of getting a product out there and kind of piquing the interest of the general public? Are we past that point now where anybody is doing any of this for the love?
I think Marvel's kind of past it now for the love of it. I think Marvel's more. I mean, I think Disney is a little bit more corporate than Warner Brothers in that regard. I think it's cool DC is doing an event, DC fandom. I don't think they really truly need to do something like that. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
dropping a Suicide Squad trailer like live if you're watching the stream is going to change how many views you get. So I think Warner Brothers and DC's is doing a better job than Marvel currently. It's rumored that they're going to reveal Black Adam with The Rock and something involving Shazam. I don't really see the potential for that for a second sequel for Shazam in terms of appeal, but I do think just the fact that they did a Shazam movie, that's almost fan service to itself. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole catalog of heroes you got, you pick Shazam to do a film on. You already know you got a small circle of people who would be interested in that kind of film. But yeah, I mean, I think DC's to get back to the point. I think DC is a little bit more on it for the heart of things. I think that
Well,
Marvel is a little bit more kind of like let's stick to the script. Let's not go off trails and continue what we're doing.
well, in part of it could be that they kind of have to do this out of necessity, though. Like when you build up goodwill with your consumer base, you have the type of wiggle room to be able to draw back on some of things that drew people in because you've established a benchmark. You've established a certain quality that's attached to your product to where you
Okay.
don't have to necessarily go that extra mile to get them in the door. With Warner Brothers, DC, they haven't built up a whole lot of goodwill over this past, I'm not even going to say the past decade. I'll say the last 5 years, if I'm being fair. If I wanted to be petty, I could say during the last decade, but I'm not going to do that. But
Right.
we'll say throughout the last 5 years that they haven't built up that same kind of goodwill to where they might have to go that extra mile to show people that yeah, we made our mistakes, but this is us trying to come with a new rollout, new products, new
Hmm.
things that are gonna get you excited for what we got cooking up, and then hopefully you'll trust us to continue doing what it is that you're doing with us. With Marvel, they've already got, I'm not going to say a 10-year head start, but it might as well be a 10-year head start. Considering where they are now compared to even back in 2010, there's levels to this shit right here, man. Like
Yeah.
that's really the only way to put it. Like there's levels to this shit right here. Of course, at this point in time, they can do whatever they want to do and still get that dollar, but I mean, to their credit, it does well what they did last year, if I'm not mistaken. What they did at the 2019 Comic-Con, that was almost the end of an era blending into the beginning of another one. I don't think I'd be very surprised if we get another moment like the rollout that they did at Comic Con last year, because that's not something that they have to do anymore.
Right.
And that was almost a celebration of the success that they built up to that point. There hasn't been a moment like that for DC or Warner Brothers at all within this last 5, 6, 7 years. There hasn't been any moment that they've had to match the crowd anticipation and excitement from what Marvel did at last year's Comic Con. Take
Oh.
into account, bro.
Hmm.
Take into account, my man. They did this after the success of Endgame. Victory lap for them last year. That's what that was. That was a
Right.
victory lap. That was them recognizing the success that they built up, but also letting everybody know, hey, this is what's coming up here. But I don't see another moment like that happening again because you can't duplicate that. That's not something that's supposed to happen again.
Yeah, true, dude. I mean, shit, how did I forget last year, 2019, where they had the Eternals,
Mm-hmm.
Shang-Chi, Marcella, I always butcher his name, but the actor who's gonna play Blade,
Mm-hmm.
that was a huge reveal,
Mm-hmm.
huge reveal. Blade coming to the MCU, everyone on stage, the Black Widow film, everyone on stage together, kind of like what they did in the past with the original Avengers cast. You're right. That was a victory lap. That was them basically proclaiming that, yeah, we're the champs. We're the Super Bowl
Mm-hmm.
champs of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you can expect, more dominance in the next 10 to 15 years, and we're just gonna keep the shit rolling. I mean, you're right on that. DC does have more to work for their fans with the way their roller coaster ass has been for the past 3 4 years,
Yep.
up down, misfire, on target, past target.
Yep.
Um, yeah, we'll just say that with DC.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I think that's going to end that discussion on
Yeah.
the DC fandom event. Let's go into